it's me, Morgan.
And it's Zane.
And we're here in the Teen Maker Space. And this week we're going to be showing you guys how to make your origami, what was it called?
Origami, watercolor origami.
Watercolor origami leaves that are also like cool hangers.
Yep.
So that's why it's kind of a mouthful. But they're super pretty, very festive.
If you guys like painting, it'll be right up your alley.
Yeah, definitely. Some watercolor, which we haven't done too much. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, everyone. So what you should have in your craft bag this week for your de-stress craft is you should have a little set of watercolors. Yours are going to look a little newer and nicer than ours that we have over here.
We were going to try and stick with the same color palette though.
Yeah, so we're going to use like pretty much these colors like right here. So you should also have an assortment of pipe cleaners. You'll need some water, just like a little cup of it to wash off your brush. Should have a paintbrush in there. One of these little bamboo sticks should have a little baggie of twine with some fishing line. Set these off this side. You'll need some scissors. You should have a little small paint pot of glue. And then you'll also need your watercolor paper. And if you want to grab your template out of there, that would be fine as well. So should have all that. I'm going to move some of this out of the way because we don't need it yet. What's it look like? Okay. So really, I only need my watercolors and my scissors, my paintbrush, and maybe my template. But for now, I'm just going to take one of my sheets of paper, and then I'm going to make it into a square. So I already have a square shape cut out here. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut right across here. You can trace like a line, but I'm just going to hand cut it out.
Yeah, as long as it looks like a square, you'll be okay.
Yeah, it can be a little bit like more rectangle shape, but try to get it as close to a square as possible. So even on all four sides. And then I'm going to do that one more time because I'm going to make 3 of these here.
It's a good idea. Go and get it all on the way at once.
Exactly. And they're all about the same. Okay. You can keep these because if you want to, you can just use some of your extra pages or little pieces of scrap paper, just make a nice watercolor on. So I'm going to leave these over there for now. So before we start folding like this pattern here, we're just going to paint the watercolor paper. So there's different ways and techniques you can use for watercolor. So I'm just gonna make mine kind of organic and just go with the flow. See where it takes me. Let's see how you even open this. Oh, it's not as hard as I thought. Never mind. Alright, so I know we have more colors than you do here, but we're gonna kind of do like just maybe oranges and browns and greens like that. So first we're going to go ahead and start by getting the brush a little wet. So I'm going to wake up my red here. I'm going to wash my brush off and then do the same to this orange. And then the yellow here too. Whenever I paint, I always like to start with the lightest color first. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. So there's different ways that you can do watercolor. You can just brush it directly on, or you can go ahead and dampen the paper and then take some of the color and just let it bleed like into itself. So you're going to get different effects doing it these two different ways. So you can kind of see the difference here. Well, maybe yellow wasn't the best example. Here, let me try with the red here. So if I brush the red directly on, like this, it's going to look a little different than, say, if I go ahead and just paint water right on there, and then grab some of the red here, and then dab it on. See, you're going to get a totally different effect, which is really cool. So I definitely like this way better, so I'm gonna do that more everywhere. Kind of just dampening my paper, and then it's called dropping in the paint. So we're just gonna drop it in. One of my art teachers in high school taught me this when we were first watercoloring things. Like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab some brown. Alright, so I have one of mine pretty much done. If you want to, after you have one finish, just let this dry, and then you're going to want to paint the other side of it as well. So I just made mine kind of like crazy. I don't know how this one's gonna look, but I do kind of like it just as it is. So I'm gonna put this over here to dry, and then I'm gonna do another one here.
Doesn't seem like it takes that long to dry.
Yeah, it should be pretty quick. Just depending on how much water really put down. I have another one done over here. And then I already have this one made up. I already have folded it, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to paint it while it's all folded up and see kind of what it looks like that. I just went ahead and finished painting this. yellow leaf over here. And then I went ahead and just did both sides of my little watercolor paper here. So I let that dry for maybe like an hour or so. But after it's dry, and you can definitely tell when they're fully dry because you won't see any like dark spots on it or anything. Okay, so we're going to take this and fold it hot dog style. So long ways. I guess it doesn't really matter since it's a square. Each direction is going to be hot dog style. Just fold it though in half like that. And then we're going to take a piece of paper. So you can just use like another, like your other watercolor sheet. And then we're going to go from the top part of the folded side and make a line down to the bottom of the unfolded side. So a diagonal line like that. All right, we're gonna take our scissors and cut along. So some of your like paper is going to not be used. So if you wanna go ahead and do kind of what Zane did, here Zane, let me borrow this real quick. And he painted it when it was already just a triangle. So you can do it like that, or you can do it as a square, it doesn't matter.
Or you can even do it after you've already made the shape like she did earlier.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But you still get like a pretty good chunk of like what you used. And again, you'll still have like these like really pretty things, and you could do like a collage with them even, like do something cool. You don't have to just like follow exactly this. Okay, but if you are following exactly this, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this for both of these. And yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. Beautiful. So after you have nice little watercolor triangles cut out, we're going to go ahead and make this shape. So for this part, we're just going to need our hands and some of the glue. So we're going to start by just starting at the top, or the big part of the triangle, and we're going to fold it about 1 centimeter across. So it's gonna be like this much of a fold, if you guys can see about how much I'm using right here, like that. And then we're going to flip it over and then take this side and then fold it again. So this is called an accordion fold, and you guys might have done it in like school and things like that. I know I made some of these projects at Mount Vernon and Miss Knox, definitely. So you guys might already know what an accordion fold is without me describing it to you. But yeah, it's just, you fold it and then you turn it over and then you fold it again and then press it down, and then you flip the paper over and then fold it again and press it down. And we're gonna keep doing that until the very end, which does not take that much time. We have something that kind of looks like this. So what we're going to do now is just take it like in your fingers like this, and we're going to fold it up in half. So something like that. All right, and try to get both sides even. All right, and then we're gonna push it together. That. So I just folded it in half and pressed it like flat together. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. So here's the top part, like the accordion. So I'm going to flip it so the long part is going to go up towards the middle here. And then press them together, make them like each other. There we go. Okay, so once you have that, we're going to take a little bit of glue And yours comes in a paint pot, but I'm just gonna go ahead and... Actually, before I do that, you can do it after, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it before. But I'm gonna use orange. And what we're gonna do with these pipe cleaners is make the stem. So we're going to wrap it around after we fold it in half so we can find the middle. Yeah. Here's Zane's gonna use brown over here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here, and I'll put these closer to the middle. Okay, so yeah, for this one I'm gonna use orange. And all we have to do is just wrap it around here. And then you can even make it a little bit smaller. But then we're just going to twist it to make it stay in place here. And then we can leave it a little bit long. Maybe have like a stem like this long, or something like that. All right. We can fold some of this out at the bottom, like so. But for now, we're going to take the glue and put just a little bit. A little bit is actually better than a whole bunch, just because the glue is super watery, or this glue specifically is water-based, so if we don't have a lot, then it'll dry out quicker. And then we're just going to hold it like this and keep it pressed. You could put like a paper clip on it if you want to. I'm just gonna put it under my leg here while I work on the other one. So you just want some pressure. So you can just hold it in your hand like this while it dries, or use a paper clip or something, or just sit it on your leg or something, sit on it. Okay, so the next one, for this yellow one, I'm gonna use this nice green color here. So this one's already glued, but you can do the same technique, just slip it through this middle part right here. And then give it a little bit of space to be able to twist part of it together. And there you go. Just twist it around. There you go. There's a little stuff like that. So I'm gonna use brown for this one. Here, Zane, can I see?
Yeah, that's one.
Nice, thank you. I'll use a little bit of that. Okay, so do the same thing with this. Go and wrap it around. Okay. Put a little bit of glue here. Alright, and then we're going to push that together and then let that dry. So we're gonna let these dry for maybe about 10 minutes or so. And then after that, we're going to show you how to string this on your little hangers, so you can hang them outside or in your window and all that fun stuff. All right. So I have these all dry and stemmed. They look pretty awesome. And I went ahead and like spread them open a little bit just by like pinching the bottom here like that. It opens them up just a little bit more so they look a little more leaf-like and you can see inside better, and all your nice colors. They look really cool on both sides. Way better than when you do it like right like that. You see what I'm saying. Anyway, let's get started. So first things first, we're going to take like your little baggie that has all the string in it and find the fishing line. So I'm gonna get about like 2 feet, about what you guys have. And then take your bamboo stick and you're going to shove the fishing line through the other side. There we go. Then once you have that, you're going to find the middle and then tie it in a knot. And you can make this as long as you want. You can make it like super long, or you can make it like relatively short. So I'm gonna make mine a little bit shorter, because I don't have a ton of wall space to hang my stuff at in my house, so. because I have a lot of other photos already hanging up. But I'm gonna go ahead and just tie it 3 times, just because fishing wire likes to come undone sometimes, and give it a good tug. Not too hard though, you don't wanna like rip the fishing line. That would be very impressive though. It is hard to break, but I've done it before. Okay, so once you have that, it's just like little hangy thing. So this is what we're going to tie the twine to, or the jute, whatever you want to call it. So we're done with the fishing line for now, or forever. Okay, and then we're going to take our jute, cut about that much off. I'll do one first. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tie it here in the middle, like this. Alright, so I gave it one good knot, but then I'm gonna give it another one. So I'm gonna double knot this so it doesn't come undone. And you can cut the extra off here if you want, or you can leave it if you like how it looks. A little more rustic. But I'm gonna take mine off here. And then I'm going to do my yellow one here. And then I'm going to tie it, you can either tie it at the end here, or like down here at the base, but I'm gonna do it at the end. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this little bit of leaf and fold it over so it already just like stays like that. Like it's like a little hook that you make with the pipe cleaner. And then I'm going to take that and make a little knot on the hook, on the pipe cleaner hook, and tie that onto there. And I just did a double knot, so you have something like that. And then I'm going to cut this piece off here. I'm going to take another bit of twine and do the same thing. I'm going to tie it to the right of the middle. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to fold over that little bit. And I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter, so it kind of like comes down at an angle. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Do 2 double knots on this little hook here. I'm going to cut that off. Okay, and then we're going to do that one more time. So I try to make it even with this other side over here, so the left and the right would be about the same distance, and then I made the middle one a little bit longer. So we'll see how that like turns out after I like tie both ends here real quick. So I have 1 knot and then 2 knots, and then snip this off. Okay. Alright guys, so there you have it. This is kind of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. You guys can see it this direction.
How festive.
Yes, it's super festive. So you just have a little leaf hanger thing that you can put into your window, maybe on the outside of your door or something.
You can blow in the wind with the real leaves.
Ooh, wow, so beautiful. I really like it. I think it's super cute, very pretty. I really just like the watercolor leaves. It's so like fun and relaxing just to make those. But I hope you guys liked how these turned out. Make something beautiful for fall. All right, guys, we'll see you again next week.
See you guys.